Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. Don't mind the mess, I live here. And don't you just love my purple door? I love my purple door. And that bright pop of color should let you know what's coming today. I've decided that I need a day of fun, so we are going to dye some fleece. I have some Shetland comb top that we're going to dye up. And I want to try to make some bright colors. So let's get to it. So we got some gray Shetland here, and we're going to try a new method of dyeing today. Got one piece there. Just trying to find the end here. There it is. And another piece there. And put that aside. So we have some beautiful gray Shetland here. It's got a bit of a brown tone to it, but it's okay. Now, we have our bin here. I'm filling it with just cold water. All right, let's get this in there. You can probably hear the cats with their zoomies racing around the house. All right. I'm going to take the other one and we'll go this way. So we'll have two different styles of dyeing. And isn't it annoying how I'm always going, so we're going to do this? I think it's a Canadian thing. Makes everything a question instead of a statement. All right. So all we have here is cold water and fiber. There's no citric acid, there's no heat, just fiber and water. My plan is I have some Amazon green, some sky blue, and some midnight black. Oop, and this one leaks. Oh wait, let me get a towel. Keep the dye off of my counters. All right, give this a good shake. And I'll give this one a good shake. Let's see, I need a couple of dye containers and some old syringes. There's nothing in them, they're just old ones I've picked up here and there. I'm going to put a little bit of each color into these containers. All right, now I want my tongs And I'm going to start with the blue. Now this is a dye stock solution, so it's a very thick blend. And I'm going to start up here, squeeze a little bit in there. Because it's cold, I don't have to worry about felting, so I can actually manipulate the fiber a little bit. Now, my concern is that it's just going to travel because it's not going to get all soaked up, so I will be careful to do this quickly. Push all that in there, manipulate it around, add a little more, scrunch it in. And then I'm going to just squeeze the rest of it on top. Alright, that's got to go for a wash. That's our blue. Now I'm going to do our green. Oh, this one's stuck. There we go. Now I'm going to leave some space for overlap as the colors travel. So we'll do this section as green. You know what? I've changed my mind about the black. Why would I want to turn gray black? Well, I know it's going to take more of a purple hue. So maybe I'll keep that. I don't know. I'll think about it while I'm doing this. Now I'm very happy with the water level on this. I wanted it to be low immersion, but I do want penetration. So make sure I move it around so we can get all the way into that fiber. I'm not just squeezing it, I'm just dumping. I always think I'm going to be, you know, precision and whatnot, and then I just give up. Because I'm slapdash. That's just the way I do things. Alright, so we're going to pull some of that back. Let that color get down to the bottom. And fully penetrate. And I don't think I want black on this. I think I'm going to change my mind. All right, here's my yellow. Now the yellow never stays in suspension, ever. Ever. So I should always just mix this up as I need it and not have it as a dye stock solution. So I'm going to use up the last of this. Just so I'm not wasting it. So I'll pour a bit on. Yeah, you can see how all the color just flecks onto the surface. That's pretty typical for any yellow I've used. It's just something about the pigments in yellow. It does not stay in suspension. So, like I said, we're just going to use this all up. And any yellow I make is going to be at an as needed basis. Alright. Now, we got all the colors in there. I did leave a little room between each for color to travel. And I'm not going to add any citric acid yet. So what I am going to do is move this over to my stove. I'll move you too. Hold on. So what I have on my stove is this bridge. So it will heat this, this, and this. So what I'm gonna do is bridge. Put that on high, put the back one on high. So you can see how they're all heating up. And I'm gonna pop that right on there. Now I'm going to let that heat up. And then as our last step, I will add some citric acid. So I'll be back when it's warmed up. You can see it's rocking. My pan isn't very flat. It's actually only touching in the middle. So this plan may not work as well as I had hoped. Let's turn this around. And I'm going to turn the heat down to midway. Yeah, you can see the middle is warming up nicely. So I'll just pull this down. Oh, there we go. Just popped. Okay, that's better. All right, we'll just let that continue to warm up. I turned the heat down so it shouldn't boil. And I'm going to adjust this though so there's a little bit of room in the middle for that heat to escape since it heated up first. Oh, there it goes again. Doesn't want to stay flat. These are actually designed for steam tables, so using them on the stove is probably not my brightest idea. Oh, I may have water under there. That may be why it's popping. This one goes this way, so lift it up a bit. Just kind of smoosh those colors around. Now I do want very, very bright, vibrant colors. See, doesn't it sound like there's water under there? Maybe I should have a look. Oh, my back one isn't on at all. Spin this around again. Just trying to keep the heat distribution a little better. All right. We got boiling happening everywhere, so I'm going to take the heat down to low. I hope that wasn't enough to felt it. It shouldn't be because there's no soap and it's very little agitation. So hopefully that will not felt it. And anywhere it starts to volcano, I'm just going to move the fiber a bit and let that heat escape. All right, I'm going to go with this is not going to work. So I'll have to go back to heating it up in the oven. All right, that's heated. So actually, I want to add my citric acid. Ooh, I apparently need to get some more citric acid. I just love the dancing. All right, so you can see there's still tons of color left in this. That's a lot of coral reef aqua. I'm just mixing up a cup of citric acid, sorry, half a cup of citric acid into 4 cups of water. So that should kind of help it strike. Just gonna see what the temperature's like. Yeah, that's warm. Now I mixed this into hot water so it would of course dissolve. So I'm not worried about just dumping it on top. So all right, there we go. Added our citric acid. Now the colors are going to travel much easier now and blend together and get muddy because I totally screwed this up, but that's all right because we're still going to get some nice fiber out of it. The roving is still going to turn out gorgeous regardless. So I'm going to heat it up a little bit more again. I'll bring it right back up to high temp. So I'm going to click it up to high. Relieve the stress of the volcanoes. It's just what I call it when it boils under one chunk of fiber because it can't release the heat. All right, perfect. Now, shut everything off. And I'm going to let that sit right there on the heat. And I will come back in a while to check on it. But for now, I have other projects to do. I'm going to go get on them while I'm waiting. I'm actually working on 2 dye videos today. And since this is not really exhausting at all, I'm going to throw some locks on top of this. I have a big bucket of fleece soaking over there. It's all been washed. Some of it's been sorted out, some of it hasn't. So I'm just grabbing a few handfuls and we're just going to plop her on top. Now, along with dyeing gray fleece, I also love dyeing fleece in locks. Once you card it, it's going to give it more depth and more color in the blends. And it just comes out so pretty. So we're going to use that as a dye sopper for this gray Shetland. We're just going to push that down in there. I may have to add some more water. Okay. And we're just going to try to sop up some of that color. Yeah, it looks like that worked, and now we're out of color. Nope, not a chance. It's just underneath. So we're just going to wiggle it sideways. And we should get some really nice pastels in this fleece that we've added here because it's down to the dregs. And hopefully we don't muck up our roving too much under there. Just kind of want to slosh the water up. All right, so what I'm going to do is add a bit more water to this just to bring any of that loose dye up so it'll soak into the dye soppers. And I probably added way too much fleece, but oh well. We know how I do everything, by the seat of my pants. And as wide as the seat of my pants is, it doesn't always work out. But let's give it a shot. I'm loving this pastel green that's coming through here. That's gorgeous. edges. All right, so I'm going to go with, it looks like it's sopping up that extra dye really fast. So I'm just going to grab this, pull it over here, dip it in, get a little bit of pastels going here. Oh, look, there's a big puddle right there. So let's grab up some of this, pull it over there, some of this over there. This is in the cooling stage, which is why I can stick my fingers in it. Okay, so we've sopped up, I think, all the blue. Yikes! It's still warm in the middle, though. All right, push that fleece down there. We'll get this fleece up there. Okay, so we've sopped up that. There's some more there. So we'll shove that in there. There. I think we may have managed to sop up all the extra color and made some lovely pastels to go with it. Ay, chihuahua! That's warm in there. Hey, we've got some yellow still happening over here. I'm going to take some of this turquoise and stick that in there because that'll make it a nice color. There we go. Whew. All right, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to just letting it cool. Hopefully I didn't felt it doing all that. You know me, I just can't leave stuff alone. But look at all those pretty pastels we made. That's going to be fun. We could blend that in with some of the darker colors and make some shades. Oh, it'd be so much fun. You know what else would be fun? Is to take some of this with some greens and blues and pop it over here where we got yellow. Just for fun. This one's coming out quite yellow, so I'm going to leave that alone. But I like to make blends. This in the middle. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop futzing with it. I promise. Okay, leave it alone. All right, so that's that one on its way to cooling, and we will come back later. So here we go. All done. This is our gray Shetland. This is the one that I dyed in just patches, but I love how the color changes are. They're going to look even more spectacular when it's dry. But you can see how it just changes from color to color. Look at that batch of yellow. Oh, gorgeous. I think I did manage to felt it a little bit, but we'll see when it's dry. And then this is the one that I just did the back and forth coil up the pan. So we have the yellow. There is one little patch there that doesn't have any color in it, but it's going to blend in fine. There's the green. So we didn't get full dye penetration, but that's going to blend out. It's going to be fine. And there's the blue. So I think I had this one crammed a little bit too much. So it prevented the the dye from getting all the way in. And then we have all this fluffy, pretty pastels from just using them as dye soppers. They're so pretty. Now, some of this I had combed, and it's probably fairly well felted, but I'm going to comb it out again, and it should come loose. We should be able to save most of that. And then we have like these tealy greeny blues. So pretty. This is going to be fun to play with. But that's it for today. We're going to let that all dry up, and then we will come back to start combing this. For now, and I'll show you this when it's dry when I make the next video for combing this. But that's it for today. And I mean, as usual, I dyed my fingers. But thank you for joining me, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!